saying 6 changes yesterday, 4 of them scored. Seamless transition to the first 11. Very, very worrying for the bottom 11 Diddy teams. McCowan as well, getting a lot of praise in the comment section. McCowan is some player, hopefully a Scotland cap soon. And Jake here saying the kid is a player living his childhood dream, playing for the club he loves. It's brilliant to see. I mean, it was pretty remarkable. I mean, I know it's Ross County at home. You'd expect Celtic to win, but I thought it was a real show of force yesterday.
Yeah, and I tell you, the biggest compliment you can play Luke McCowan right now is that genuinely he's got as big a shout as Arnie Engels for getting into Celtic's strongest 11. Yeah. Whatever Celtic's strongest 11 might be right now, and there's so many options. This is exactly, as I said, what Brendan Rodgers had in his mind's eye when he was, urging the board to provide him with more quality. But if you were to pick your strongest Celtic midfield 3 right now, I'd probably go Callum McGregor, Hatate, and then it's one from Engels, Paulo Bernardo, or Luke McCowan. And Luke McCowan would have probably been considered a guy that was there to make up numbers a little bit when he first signed. But now I think each of them would has their own claim to that third place in midfield. And every time you see McCowan play, he enhances his own credentials every time. He looks like he fits, the Celtic shirt fits him. And he probably looks more comfortable in it right now than Engels, an £11 million Belgian. So, I think what he's doing just now speaks for itself. But great options to have. And it gives the manager this ability to make these changes, knowing full well, and he's doing it in full confidence that there's not going to be a drop-off in quality because the quality's in. And the energy levels are higher because he can make, 6 changes without skipping a beat. Really, really, really strong position. But, you have to... Brendan Rodgers has taken a bit of criticism over the period in his second stint. I think the fans are now starting to see Brendan Rodgers 2.0 might be an improvement on the first time round. That's the direction Celtic are heading right now.
You mentioned earlier in the season you could still see Celtic breaking through the 100 points barrier.
I said that before the ball was kicked this season, didn't I?
Yep. You still fancy it?
Well, why would I not? I mean,
exactly.
If you extrapolate the points gained over this period, you're well into the hundreds now. I mean, they're not going to maintain this, or probably, maybe they will. But yeah, I think 100 points is an achievable target for Celtic. I think it has been all season. I know that Brendan Rodgers gives his players sets of targets before the season begins, and I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if that was one of them for this season. And who knows? Maybe he's also looking at, can they get through the season once again without a single defeat on domestic defeat on the card? You
wouldn't bet against it, would you?
No, you can't. How could you? I mean, what's that now? How many games into the league season are we?
13, I think.
13, 12 wins and a draw.
Yep. Speaks for itself. Yeah. The next game that Celtic play is, of course, Wednesday night, and it's a mouth-watering one, away at Aberdeen at Pittodrie. And just going back to the team, Keith, I mean, the midfield 3, who would you go for on Wednesday night? I mean, there's Paulo Bernardo as well, who was the one that was really knocking at the door, but now McCowan's really laid a stake.
Yeah, I think it's a 50-50 call between the two of them.
So Engels definitely not starting?
Well, again, that's the luxury of options that he's got. And I think you won't want to dent Engels' confidence too much, because I think this is experiencing I wouldn't say a difficult period, but it's maybe not going just as well for Engels as the player himself would have hoped. But he's a young boy and he's finding his feet.
Aye.
But at this point, yeah, I think I'd be inclined to go with either Paulo Bernardo or Luke McCowan. And whichever one you put in, what standards you're going to get. So it's a really comfortable place for Celtic to be in.